Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to start off by adding some powder. This is a translucent powder but it has a slight white tinge to it. Also I feel that by powdering my face it prepares myself for like when I'm doing my contouring and kind of sculpturing out those kind of deep bone sort of shaped cheekbones, just because then it makes it a bit more of a dead effect, I guess. And then I'm also going in and just taking off my lipstick from the daytime because this is an after work makeup look. And of course I am going by Desi Makeup's kind of effect and what she created, so it's kind of going by that guideline but also sticking to how I feel would suit me. Now this is a white highlighter slash setting powder that is very cheap from eBay, and I'm just going around my face and just making it a bit more paler, kind of adding a bit more of a white look. Also going to take away all the makeup off my neck because that of course is tanned, and just go around that area and powder also, so it all looks a bit more even as well. So reach out for a palette that's got a lot of browns and grey tones and kind of slight dark tones to create this kind of sculptured out cheekbone. Now I'm going in with the powder and then using my powder brush I used before just to kind of blend out the edges. Going in systematically and making sure that every kind of line work that you make is kind of even is the best sort of way around this. And there's no right or wrong way about doing it, but just find a way that suits you best and just don't rush it. So this is a NYX blush that I'm using. It's quite a purple tone, which is quite good for like that bruising effect and like quite sallow skin. And I'm going in with that on top of the contour I've just created, and also making sure that that neckline is blended. We did powder the neck before, but this is just going to create a bit more of a stark face that's kind of more gaunt and skinny looking, I guess. Going around the chin area and making sure also the under eyes are tackled as well. So I'm using just a simple blending brush, going on the top of my shadow that I had throughout the day, and then also going underneath my eyes. Now using the same brush and that brown, I'm going to go in by the side of my mouth and just kind of make it a bit more of a gaunt look. The trick with this look is just to keep going in with colour. Start off with a light brown and then go into your darker colours, your more purpley tones, and then your deep colours until you build up a colour that you think looks best. That's the way it works really with most eyeshadow looks, so this is the best way to approach it for this kind of look. And of course I'm going back in and patting down, but making sure I blend it out with that powder brush. Now this is a much more sort of deep dark grey tone, and this is going to go on top of my eyes and below to make a bit more of a heavy, tired kind of skeleton dead girl look, I guess. And then making sure I'm going in with the gap. Now it's great to kind of create that kind of curve shadow in between your eyes, if that makes any sense, just because it gives it a bit more of a dead look as well. Now I'm going into my nose. This was the most random thing ever. I've never ever had to shadow my nose and it felt super weird, but I'm going with a kind of a dark grey tone brown, tapping in the colour, brushing it out, keep tapping it again and brushing it out until you get the colour you want, or just stick a brush up your nose. And then contouring my nose a little bit as well because it makes it a bit more skinnier and dead and gaunt. And just kind of going in and then smudging out with my finger, because I think the more rough it looks on the nose, the more obvious and kind of clear that it's a bit more of a dead look as well. And then go on to the tip because why not? And then use my fingers because it's the best way to blend it out, and use that powder brush at the end to kind of make it a bit more even, I guess. So going back in, and just at this point it's more sort of going into the areas you want to make a bit more darker. So I took a darker brown and approached it on my cheekbones. I want a bit more of a deeper darker look, and then I'm going in underneath my lip. Now this creates a bit more of a pouty lip, but also is a bit more of a dead look, I guess. And then going in with my foundation brush. This kind of makes everything a bit more even, a bit more blended, I guess, for areas that I want blended. Now I'm reaching out for my black. This is where you really go in for the full effect. I'm applying this to the top of my eye or my lid in my crease, and it just creates a bit more of a deeper, darker look. You don't have to be neat about this, just pop it on and blend it out. And I'm not wearing any liner at this point, so I'm just going to get that shadow and blend it out as much as possible, going back to that standard brush that we used before and making sure that my under eyes are a bit more of a deeper, darker, sultry look. Now you can use a face paint, a white one, to apply onto the lips, but I thought I'd use a powder for the sake of it. And then I'm popping that onto the lips and also the corners of my cheek, going back to that kind of mauvey dark brown and applying it as well. Now I'm going in with a highlighter. Whether it's a Halloween look or just a daytime look, I still want to have a bit of a glow. Now this is a MAC pigment in vanilla, and I'm applying this to the top of my cheekbones, my forehead, my nose, and a little bit on my chin. And of course, going back into that eyeshadow, I thought I wanted to blend it out a bit more, make it a bit more rougher, especially put some colour around the kind of corners or the sides of my forehead, just to make it a bit more like a dirty, death look. And then I'm going in for the eyeliner. So I'm not using any tape for this. I'm just going to go in as it is and go from there. My usual liner is not this long, but I thought I'd go a bit more sort of crazy, a bit more cat flick. For this particular look, seeing as it is Halloween, I'm going to go all out and go for a super long liner. This liner is from NYC, I believe. It's a very cheap liner. But the great thing, it's quite a thin brush, so you can apply liner really, really well. If you do cock up and mess up, then just get like a simple angled brush and some concealer and neaten up those edges as well. But I actually quite like this long liner. I might rock it out a little bit more. Now, these are standard eyelashes for a night out for me. They are the Iconics by House of Lashes. House of Lashes. I absolutely love these. They are perfect for the look, and I apply them with some Revlon eyelash glue. Now, whilst my eyelash was kind of setting and getting tacky, I did go in with a bit of the white shadow and went over my eyebrows, kind of to sort of lighten them a little bit. They were quite heavy, and plus it also highlights my brows and makes my eyes a bit more deeper and darker. And I'm going in with my postage stamp tweezers. These are brilliant. They work really well to applying eyelashes if you're looking for some new tweezers. And of course, applying some mascara, because then it blends all the lashes into the false eyelashes as well, and popping some on my bottom eyelash. Popping some onto the bottom of my eyelash too. Now going back in at this point with some more shadow that I feel like needs to on my eyes, but also making sure I don't miss out on my lips. So I'm getting some black eyeshadow, keeping my lips together and just brushing that colour along my lip line, but also making sure that I apply it elsewhere needed. So I do it around my nose area, because then it makes it a bit more standing out, a bit more obvious, I guess. And then I'm going again along my contour line. I wanted a bit more of a heavier look. You don't have to go all out, but it's Halloween. I wanted to make it really dark and deep and quite gothic in a way. So I went along with the brush very, very lightly. We're talking like feather touch around the edges to make it a bit more of a look. And that is my Halloween look. I really hope you guys enjoy it. It's a bit different, but this is a look if you're working in the daytime and you have to rush to go out in the evening to any party or event or night out. This is really easy, and if you cock it up, it couldn't look any worse, because that's how it's supposed to look like. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys have a lovely Halloween wherever you may be, and thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Take it easy. Bye!